Hi, everybody, and welcome to Beyond Politics. Today, we'll be speaking about the future of our work and how close we are to AI taking over our functions and our careers. We'd love to know in the comments, what work do you do, and can you foresee AI taking over in the near future?
We had a discussion just now, and what we're talking about is based on an article that was put out on a website, 3DVF, about things that Bill Gates specifically said about how he believes AI will shape the future. And he's changed his mind on a couple of things. And it's not for the good for people that have work right now. He actually highlights three specific sectors where people will not be able to be replaced. And we'll be speaking about that just now. But on most other things, that artificial intelligence will be able to replace humans. And what would that world look like? We've spoken about that world, about smart cities, 15-minute cities, many other things that are transitionary to things like that. But in this article, he really cuts to the chase. He really thinks about how things are going to work. And you need to understand that Bill Gates, as his father before him, is a member of the Committee of 300, an organization, a group of people that meet every year at the beginning of the year before Davos, the World Economic Forum. They meet in Geneva, Switzerland, to discuss how the world will be run, which makes most governments completely irrelevant. And if you have been a long-standing member on this channel or subscriber, you will understand what we are talking about if you go and watch the Moments in Time and Question Everything series of videos, 2 playlists on this channel. You will get more insight if you are new. But thanks for joining us for this video. It won't be too long, but very important for your future. What's going to happen to you? And a lot of people will say, but in South Africa, nothing will change much. South Africa's driving this. It's at the forefront of driving this change.
So the takeover of AI goes hand in hand, obviously, with the fourth industrial revolution. We've been through three industrial revolutions, and at the eve of each revolution, people have feared for their jobs, feared for their livelihoods, and somehow humanity kind of self-corrects, if you can say that. But that's not to say that we don't live in extremely unhealthy systems that are unhealthy both for body and mind, and perhaps soul too. And what I'm concerned about with the fourth industrial revolution is how it completely takes away from what it means to be a human being, from food grown in labs to taking away work. I think work is very much a part of life, and it's going to be interesting to see what the future looks like. I do believe that we can have a hand in shaping the future if we are actually proactive and decide what it is that we want. I personally am for humanity and against what many of the consequences of the fourth industrial revolution will do to us. And Bill Gates here, he does specify 3 jobs that are safe, so maybe you want to listen out for that.
But that's what the article is about. If you look at the headline of the article, it actually says Bill Gates predicts AI will replace humans in almost all fields.
Except these 3 jobs.
Except these jobs.
Yeah. So there's a focus on the medical industry and teaching. And the question is posed, can AI match the empathy of a doctor or the finesse of a teacher? And I honestly, absolutely, resoundingly think yes, unfortunately. I mean, have you had any bad experiences with teachers or doctors? Let us know in the comments. I do think that, unfortunately, artificial intelligence, because of the nature of being able to calculate an answer from endless input, which would take us lifetimes to try comprehend. Because of that one ability, most of the time, AI will do a better job than humans.
I have actually seen in the comments to our videos where YouTube AI is actually giving us, and we've mentioned this before, recommendations for responses to comments that you have written.
We don't use it.
And the empathy, no, we don't use it. The empathy and sympathy and understanding is beyond most humans that I've come across. Yeah, even beyond us. So really, really good. And because of what you say, the vast amount of input and understanding. And this is what a lot of people don't get. People have said that AI won't understand, won't comprehend, etc. You are wrong. You are completely and utterly wrong when it comes to that. The level that artificial intelligence is at, it's doing a better job than most humans on the planet at this stage, and will accelerate. And I don't think a lot of people understand this. And when we started speaking about artificial intelligence as a threat to human jobs, and mostly freedom, because that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. People thought, but it'll never happen. It's happening so fast, your head will spin. By 2030, this world would look very different. My question is, what would South Africa look like? The Southern African region, where we live. What can we do here?
Dare we say the Southern Hemisphere?
The Southern Hemisphere.
Are we
South
going
America,
to let
etc.,
it take
Australia.
root? Because
Yeah.
it's important what you say, the freedom aspect. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I see how AI can definitely do a better job than humans in many things. Emotions
Unquestionable.
aside and
Yeah.
objectivity aside, but can, in a smart city system, because that's what society will look like, we'll have to move into a smart city system for the full advantages of AI to take
100%.
effect. And what will life look like then?
The
Like,
monitoring, tracking, and tracing.
it will get
all-
to a point where if you say something online that's anti-government, you could get, as George Orwell called it in 1984, vaporized. I think he
Yes,
I think he said
completely-
vaporized or evaporated.
Yeah,
I can't
literally
remember.
cancelled.
Yeah, and what that looks like can be different. Either your entire digital footprint removed and you're still alive, or who knows, maybe you'll be dropped off the bottom of the earth. The
What, the
edge of
edge of the flat earth?
the edge of
Yes.
maybe you'll be dropped off the edge of the flat
Yeah,
earth. Who knows?
something like that.
But that's the thing. Where does freedom lie and individuality, and how does that persist?
Humanity.
How does that persist in a fourth industrial world where AI has taken over most human functions and we no longer really work? How do we get around? What economic systems are going to be prevalent? What government systems are there going to be? I can't imagine there being nations.
No, governments
such.
will cease to exist. This is where a one world government where a one world order is created for a one world government, because that's what's happening to us. We are a new world order. It's the people. And the people allowing certain things to happen. Crime and many other things are used to force people to actually relinquish their freedoms. And people are doing it all the time. Politicians are taking it away. So governments are used as a tool by the Committee of 300 and the Council of Families that run the committee. And no, this is not a conspiracy theory, because my father actually attended the committee meeting in 1984. And it's an interesting year. So I have first-hand information from him with regards to who was there, what was said, what it was like. So to me, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's extremely real. And people need to understand that there are plans for humanity with regards to this one world government where there's no more borders in countries. A lot of people might absolutely want this.
So I think what really needs to happen, which is not an easy topic on a broad mainstream spectrum, is we need to decide what is the purpose of human life on Earth. Because there are people making decisions that are going to remove the very nature of humanity, and you need to get very clear on how you believe humans should live and how humans should be. Otherwise, if we don't actually have an idea, we'll just follow the leader, follow the next best thing, and I don't think we should let that happen.
I think something that's very important is people that say this will never happen. This is a conspiracy theory. I want you to think back on 2019, the end of 2019. I want you to think back then on the beginning of 2020, when people said, no, they will never lock us down. Are you crazy? They will never close businesses. Those same people that attacked me when I told them what was going to happen to them. Not a single thing that I said would happen did not take place because it was pre-planned.
Another one that stands out is how people really attacked you specifically for speaking about digital identities.
100%.
It'll never happen. And
It
now
will never happen.
government spokespeople are talking about
In
it.
fact, I was rated as a conspiracy theorist for talking about this when they were already talking about ID 2020. I was getting it off their own websites. So it's a narrative they didn't want at the time. I was just highlighting something they were already saying and giving you my perspective on what was happening. So you need to listen to what we have to say, because we have information that you will not get on some of the clown political channels out there, and there are many of those. Listen to what we have to say, consider the information, at least subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost a cent to subscribe so that you can get the information. And like I said, go and watch the Moments in Time and Question Everything series of videos so you can get a background on where we come from. And this is unique in the world, not just in South Africa. You will not find this information anywhere else. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, you need to understand that your future that you believe is going to carry on hunky-dory for the next 5 years is not what you think it is. Because these people have other plans for you. The committee have other plans for the world. And this is why Lauren speaks about humanity. Because we know about this, you've put things in place to try and mitigate that, to try and still keep humanity alive. Mm-hmm. And we can do that. Here in the southern hemisphere, southern African region, we can do things like that. The north is pretty much screwed, isn't it? The people want it. They are begging for it.
The 3 safe careers, fields, are energy experts, biologists. And
energy experts like myself.
Thank goodness. Energy experts, biologists, as well as developers. Because of the emergence of climate change, it relies customized solutions because it's an ever-changing industry. Biologists because of their research in understanding complex and unpredictable phenomena, and developers in creating and shaping digital tools such as AI itself.
So before any of you say, but climate change isn't real, are you an absolute retard? The climate has been changing since forever. The thing that's up for debate is what is causing it. The climate is changing, people. You can stand on your head, sing the kumbaya through your ears. The climate is changing. End of story. So where people live become problematic. There's places where people have built cities that are going to become deserts. This has been happening throughout the Earth's history. It has nothing to do with industrialization. The sun, this universe we are living in, has caused the Earth's climate to change since the Earth has come into existence. And it's not going to change. So where people live will be greatly affected. If you look at the area that we are living in at the moment, it was dry, in a massive drought. It is now drenching with water. It rained again yesterday. Places are going to change. And if you look at the history of the world, you will see that this is normal. All people have done now to advance this new world order ideology, and this is going to give us a banner at the bottom of our video.
No, you said so many things that didn't give us a banner.
Those new orders being created amongst us, because we are that new world order, okay? It's how we are ordained. It is orchestrated by people that sit in meetings and make decisions for us. And these people are not elected. They are not our government. Our government are absolute puppets to them. And the greatest puppet regime is the USA. Always has been. In fact, to the members on this channel, I'm going to give you a link to a speech that was made at the UN last night. I watched it live by an American, absolutely laying out the dirty laundry of that country, because he was in most of the meetings with regards to what happened in Russia, the Ukraine, etc. And it was awesome to hear someone just saying things for what they are. Because I've been telling people this for a very long time, and it's extremely unpopular. People don't understand that I can't stand Biden, I can't stand Trump, I can't stand any of the American presidents. I can't stand what America has become. And it can change. But not with these people that are puppet masters of the committee. Never. And you've been fooled if you think that these people are aligned with your best interest. In fact, you will see Trump pushing this agenda to the maximum. Data centers for AI. In fact, the Vice President of America just went to the EU to tell the people not to develop AI there. America will do it for them. They want full control. They want their rockets and their missiles in other countries, on the borders of those countries. They are telling people, don't worry about your defense. We will defend you. What is this, people? It's the committee controlling a stupid, dunce country. A dumb country that have elected dumb, idiot presidents to run their dirty laundry, their dirty business. And it has nothing to do with the welfare of the poor people in America just forking out tax to implement all this nonsense.
Okay, great. Have a look at the link in the article and let us know in the comments what is your job, and do you think that it's going to be threatened in the near future because of artificial intelligence.